The thoughts and opinions expressed during this broadcast are for entertainment purposes only. They are not facts. Now enjoy the show.
Nigga over here looking like Offset and shit.
Mama,
This nigga over here looking like Offset.
mama,
They got the cowboy pants on.
mama. He was hating on my pants. Now he likes them. That's crazy.
Nigga got the.
He was hating on my pants. Now he likes them. That's crazy.
This nigga was hating on my hat.
I was hating on this hat. I hate that hat.
I was like, okay, maybe he don't like the Trojans. You feel me? I'm like, maybe he likes UCLA.
No, the hat.
But this nigga said, this nigga got the leather hat like
This
Ed
nigga-
Hardy days and shit.
This nigga brought the Ed Hardy hat. This nigga looks like a Dominican straight from New York. Like, this nigga got the only pair of leather Tims in New York. Like, they don't even make that shit. This nigga got leather Tims to match his leather hat.
I got lugs.
This nigga wearing goddamn fucking G-Unit tank top. Shit crazy.
With the leather hat.
Clickety clank, clickety clank.
With that clickety clank
Goes
ass
into my
hat.
piggy bank.
Oh, shit.
What's the deal? What's the deal?
What's
What's the
good,
deal,
man?
man? It's the Not Impressed Podcast, episode 62. We back with another one, man.
Yep.
You feel me? If you might have noticed, if you're a freaking flyer, freaking watcher, you know what I'm saying, might have noticed we didn't have one last week.
Nope.
Shit don't get done when I'm not here. What can we say? What can we say?
Sure.
What can we say? But I'm
We
here.
know that's a lie.
Hey, don't worry, everybody, because I'm back. You
No,
feel me?
without further ado.
Without
It's
further
funny
ado.
because when I went on vacation, your ass didn't make no fucking shit.
When did you go on vacation?
When I went to Vegas.
That was before we had guests.
Don't matter.
That was before we had
We had
any
guests, man. They had things to do. It's all good.
That was before we had any guests.
It's all good.
That's
We
all I'm
back.
saying.
We back now.
No, that's all I was saying. I was just
We
gonna
back
say
now.
that.
We ain't gonna get on
No,
it.
we ain't gonna
get on it right
We
now.
ain't go deep dive in there. It was just a little crack, little
All right,
joke.
We ain't gonna get on there.
But like I said, without further ado, Kane's World is back. Kane's
Yeah.
World is
yeah.
No, I
Finally.
just fucking with you.
Finally.
Man, we back, man. For those who don't know, or if I didn't speak on it last week, man, I just came back from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, this
I was
nigga
in-
over having the time of his life.
I was in
talking
Puerto Rico
shit.
for a week.
Fuck you.
I'm back now. We talked about it then. I was like, I'm on pina coladas. Now I'm back sober. Nah, man, it was beautiful out there, man. I really enjoyed my time. Man,
What stuck out? What was like?
me la
Walk us-
estoy pasar bien.
This nigga came back speaking Spanish and
You know
shit.
what
Was over there
Mhm.
fucking. Ba, 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 ba,
I
ba, ba, ba.
mean?
Bro, you went.
Um,
I'm telling you, you went over there and fucking. You walk in and there's just like birds singing,
No, pretty
music
much.
playing.
It was beautiful, man. It was
Water just
beautiful to
rolling.
see. I loved it the whole time, man. Probably one of the best times of my
That
life.
you
I'm
liked?
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Shit was amazing. Did a lot of stuff, man. Paseo de Princesa, Castillo San Felipe, I think, Del Moro. That shit was lit. Hit the island of hit little the city of Cantano, which they had it was random, bro. So the days I had the most fun was when we were just randomly like exploring. And so like the first day we walked around San Juan. So let me start this off. So get over there, Puerto Rico, man. Me and my Uber driver. Uber driver's cool. I'm like, hey, you already know, where's the weed at, bro? Like, how hard is it to get it where I gotta go type shit?
Yeah.
He's like, there's a lot of medical shops. He had the 420 sticker on his car. He's like, I got it. He's like, I go for people. I usually charge 40 an eighth. He's like, it's usually like $12 a gram.
Yeah.
He's like, it's like $15 a gram, but it's like $10 a gram, but I'll charge 12, for my time and shit. I was like, that's cool. I was like, but I need like an eighth. You feel me? I'm gonna need at least like an eighth or a quarter. So he's like, oh, $40 or whatever. I'm like, bet, get his number. So I go to Weed Maps. I see on Weed Maps, like the most expensive eighth is like $25. And there's no tax. I know he's gonna make some money off the top. I'm not mad at that. I'm not the nigga.
it was only 25. It was like regular
from the
shit?
shop.
Okay.
So like in the medical shops, they have medical shops
That's what I'm
everywhere.
saying. It was regular, but it was a regular
Yeah,
25, and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
said
yeah.
it was. some
he
other
said
shit?
that it was $12 or $10 a gram in the
Gotcha.
shop and shit. But obviously they have Ace and shit.
Okay.
So I was just looking because I didn't know which one he was gonna go to, and I was trying to like see what choices I had. But I told him just give me indica. But like I said, I'm not the nigga you have to explain middlemaning to. I know how middleman.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I'm the
wanna make
last
some
nigga.
money.
I'm the last nigga you have to explain how middleman works. Like you
Yeah.
got to make some money for your time and your effort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get it. But you know, I already know, like being already from that side, I'm thinking like, all right, bro, let me get 2 instead of 80. Let me get like 70 type shit. You feel me? Like cut me something because I need.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a good amount. You feel me? Like I
Yeah.
might get 3 if you cut me a break.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I get the weed, 40. I pay like 80 for like a quarter and shit. So the funniest part though, so I'm in the middle of San Juan. We got 2 different rooms. So for the first 2 days, it was in the first 3 days in Old Town San Juan, which is like the most historic place. And so the first 3 days we're there. So I started smoking a blunt. There's a building across the street. It looked like a hotel or some shit. So I roll up a blunt, you feel me? Like, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go outside and smoke because I obviously can't smoke in the Airbnb. I'm like walking the corner back and forth to see, make sure there's not cars coming down. Like, it's cobblestone road. The road is made for like donkeys and shit in that town. So it's like 1 car road and shit. So I'm like walking from my Airbnb to like the corner so I could
like thin streets.
Yeah, it's thin street. Only like 1 car could fit, maybe 2. If there's a parking, then only 1. And so I'm walking back and forth. I'm like smoking my blunt, and I see 2 cops walking out of the front of what looks like the hotel, right across from my Airbnb. They walk out, start cutting left. I'm like, oh shit. So as I see them, I cut back to the other corner. And then I start walking back as I see them walk away. And then I see a cop inside that hotel. I'm like, damn, what the fuck is going on? What kind of hotel is this?
This nigga was like with Blue Streak.
Bro, crazy. So then I walk across again. And then, so like, the thing about the parking there is you have to have a permit to park on the street there even. So there's no parking. So there's no point in having like a car in that spot.
Yeah.
So I see a motorcycle cop pull up. I'm like, God damn.
You're like, what's going on?
So I didn't want to bring the blunt back
There's
inside.
like a buzz going on somewhere.
I didn't want to bring the blunt back inside, so I just put it on a brick outside and shit, because a lot of it's like old stone.
Mhm.
I just put it on the brick, you know, it goes out by itself. I just leave it alone and walk away.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, hey, Google what that building is across the street. And so we Google what it is. It's the motherfucking city hall. I'm smoking a blunt across a 1-lane street from the city hall.
Yeah, and they have a heavily like
police everywhere.
presence.
And like after like the 3rd day, I noticed too, like there's cameras everywhere. Like when you watching like,
We're just
yeah, I mean like technically
looking like a Grand Theft Auto character and shit.
no, absolutely, bro. Like, and then like when you see like these videos on YouTube and it's like the like these heavily surveyed states and there's just like cameras on each corner.
Mhm.
I noticed like after like the 3rd day, I'm
You're
like,
like, wait, there's
it's
cameras everywhere.
not even just on this street, but even when I walked around the corner, it's like on every light pole, like 4 cameras facing every direction. I'm like, God damn, this is like one of them heavily
Like
surveyed-
Beverly Hills all over, like
bro,
all
like
over
crazy enough because you can see them. So it makes you think, like I said, when you see those videos on YouTube or shit where it's like, oh, they watch
CCTV.
everything type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, eagle
It's like
eye,
that. And
yeah.
obviously, of course, it's like across from the city hall, so they're even more.
I wonder how many cameras were on like in a day.
Just right there where I was smoking a blunt, probably like 20 see me right there. But in the
He's all trying to tuck it and shit there and watching, you know, type
Bro, yeah, but you know, niggas can't tell.
It's like
It was honestly not
he just
weed.
looks up like, oh,
It was honestly not weed. It was just a backwood. There was no weed in it for the record. Everybody out there, you know what I'm saying? I was just smoking a
did it
cigar.
get extradited
Yeah,
back or what?
cigar. You feel me? I was just smoking a cigar and shit.
I'm saying, what do you think they get extradited back right now? Or
No,
what?
no. I'm just saying, for the record, anybody out there listening, it was a cigar, and that was it. But still threw me off. You know what I'm saying? But that was the first day, so that was fun. Then you go to a couple touristy spots, and it's like around the same price. Like you're still paying like $15. By the way, if anybody out there is gonna go to Puerto Rico, hit me up. I got all the spots for you.
He knows.
I can tell you the beautiful spots.
tourist spots,
the
the
tourist
local
spots
spots.
to avoid that are gonna charge you $15 a drink or
Yeah,
shit, like
yeah.
you're back home. And then there's a couple spots where we went. It was like $5 drinks, $5 mojitos, $4 shots,
Yeah.
shit like that. Like
Yeah.
I got a tripleta. That was the best thing I ate over there.
It was
The
that
whole time.
panini?
Yeah, it had pernil, and then it had steak, and it had chicken in it, and then it
Like
had
a kebab, right, or something?
no, like a bolillo. That was something else.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was something else. That was a pincho. The pinchos are fire and shit.
Did you
today.
try? Okay, so you tried like the local, like kind of local food, but
Yeah,
did
yeah.
you try anything like a McDonald's or anything out there?
So we did try McDonald's.
How did
I
that
didn't get
taste?
no burger though.
What'd you get?
We got a chicken snack wrap and fries and a McFlurry.
Okay.
Because
Kept
like
it a little light.
yeah, the point wasn't to go there. It was just we were coming back and I forgot we went there to look to see if they had anything, but we were already in the drive-thru, so we were like, let's get something.
I was interested to see if you tried a freaking McDouble there because they
I tried to order
they,
one.
They taste different.
I tried to order one. I was like McDouble, and they didn't have that.
They probably just had a cheeseburger.
They probably called something else.
They
They probably called something else, but from what I could see on the menu, they didn't have that there. And then I was about to get a Big Mac, but it was like $5.39. And you know, I personally don't like Big Macs. I feel like they're a waste. Anybody who likes Big Macs, that's just some bullshit.
Pointless.
You're basically getting a McDouble with an extra piece of bread in it
Pretty much.
and a sesame bun. And instead of paying, you can get 2
And you're
McDoubles
getting,
for
like,
$3.50.
You're getting different dressing.
I don't want extra bread.
Yeah.
You just get Big Mac sauce. I can get that on my McDouble.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
That's just all trash though.
yeah, I got that, and I got the one late night. We were coming back late as fuck. I stopped at a Burger King and got some chicken nuggets. But that was
Okay,
about
so
it.
you didn't try to, like, if you would have tried the burgers, bro, like they taste a little different.
Some of the meat was like there was a lot of difference in the meat.
Yeah.
That I seen that they don't have a lot of steak there. Like they don't have a lot of carne asada and shit. Like
What'd
a
you
lot
see
of the
mostly
places
of? You
use
seen,
ground
like,
beef.
Oh, okay.
What did I see? Like mostly to eat?
Yeah, like I was gonna say, was it pork or like was it
Chicken.
chicken?
It was chicken, ground beef, and pork.
Mhm.
I would say.
But it was good. But nonetheless, like, did you enjoy the food? Because like I've been to different countries and I did not enjoy the food.
I enjoyed the food. What I noticed is they don't have a lot of salsa. Like they don't really eat a lot of hot shit. Like not like Mexican food at all. Like you're not just getting food with salsa all the time.
Okay, I mean, I'm yeah.
Even when I went to a Mexican food spot to get tacos and they didn't have like salsa. Like they don't really like. I was thinking that Puerto Ricans was finna like
about to turn
have their
around.
own chili and shit, but like you know, Colombians do salsa, Mexicans do salsa. It was not a big thing there. Like you just get your sandwich how you get it type shit.
What was some of the excursions?
All right, so first day, like I said, we went walking around, like literally around the block. There was a spot, La Factoria, which is pretty dope. They had like a dance club in the back a little bit, like doing salsa and shit, and then like a bar in the front at the same time. That was just pretty lit. But like you walk around that corner and there's like 4 bars right there, and then that bar, and that's just pretty popping. It's with locals and people, and that shit goes pretty popping. And that's where there was like $5 drinks.
How much ass did you look at in there?
There was a lot of ass out there. I'm not gonna lie. Puerto Rico, there's a lot of beautiful women out there, especially I was like, damn, do I like older women? Because like
there's a lot of older ladies.
You see older women and you're like, damn, she still look young, like skin looking good. Like I don't know if it's from the humidity or what, but the skin looking good,
That's
body
funny.
looking
That's
right.
funny.
They all got ass. Like that shit was crazy. Like there was a lot of beautiful women out there, and it was crazy because like I've only had to compare really what I've seen. I mean, it's still America, but you know what I mean, like. In the mainland states, like only what I've seen here. So and like usually when I see Hispanic girls, like I see mostly Mexican girls out here in LA. But there I was able to just see this whole range of just like still Hispanic, but like different.
Yeah.
And there I'm not gonna lie, there were some bad ones out there, man. It was fire. It was fire.
Yeah.
So I did that. That was the first night, and then the second day. So we were just walking around, like kind of exploring San Juan again. We ran into some lady, and she was basically saying that she'd been living there for about a year. So she really was just like the west side of the island. You do this, cave tubing, Paseo de Princesa, which is like
where'd she move from? Do you know?
Oh fuck, I forgot. But she was telling about Paseo de Princesa, which we were right by there. So we were like, oh shit, let's go check that out. So we had to like go down to the bottom of San Juan. And as we were talking to that lady, she sent us that way. So we start walking. We see somebody else and they had 2 pouches of liquor. And we're like, oh shit, where'd you get that from? And they're just walking around with it. And they're like, oh, just walk straight down there. She was just like, walk straight down, and when you see a red gate, it's over there. But I'm like, what the fuck? So we're like, all right, we just
like, you ain't got no map.
Yeah,
like, where's Dora?
That didn't happen at all. Like we'd never found the pouches. Let's just say we never found the pouches. So we started walking down there, but we had seen a food truck, so we were like, oh, maybe we'll get a tripleta, like because we had already seen the tripleta the day before. So the first day we couldn't find any food spots. It was like 10 p.m. and we're in San Juan, so we ended up getting We went to a Mexican food spot and got 3 tacos. Like literally, I didn't even eat the 3rd taco.
Well, not good.
It just wasn't that. It wasn't good. It was shredded chicken. And it was like bland. It was on a flour tortilla. A flour small tortilla, okay, not even on a corn tortilla, like
the little small flour.
Yeah, like not fried, not nothing.
I mean,
it's not bad, but it's also like that's like a white person taco
for sure.
You feel me?
You were like kind of like taking it back. You're like,
yeah, like what the fuck? And it just didn't taste good.
I went to Puerto Rico and got Taco Bell.
Yeah,
like, what?
it just didn't taste good, and the fact that I was already upset because of that.
Yeah.
Fuck. And then the fact that we got there and we had to wait 2 hours to check in, so we were in the airport. And we got like a chicken sandwich in the airport. So already this is our 2nd meal in Puerto Rico. And it's still not Puerto Rican food. It's not. Yeah, so I was like,
authentic.
Yeah, irritated by it. And then it wasn't
like,
good.
What?
And then we got 3 tacos, 2 drinks, and 2 shots. And it was like $78.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa.
And then you got robbed.
Yeah, so now I'm like, whoa, like what the fuck is going on? Like I thought we would find some places that are cheaper. Like where do the locals eat at? Because I know the locals aren't paying this.
For sure.
You feel me?
For sure.
But then that's when we went to those other
you had to look for like the
authentic spots,
the small little holes in the wall.
But at that point, it was 10 p.m.
Well, yeah,
it's 10 p.m. And so all around there, you just see people walking around. You seen people doing bar crawls because it's a popular tourist spot. Huh? Stupid active because it's a popular tourist spot, and people just walk there at night. There's music playing. There's different bars. You just walk around and do shit. So
fire,
so I'm already irritated. So now then the next day, I'm like, no, we need to eat something good, authentic. So we're like, we seen food trucks down that way where she said the pouches were at. So we're like, fuck it, let's walk that way. See if we can see those food trucks. So we start walking. We can't find the pouches anyway.
Yeah.
We see the food trucks, but we're like, I'm not necessarily starving. Let's walk a little bit more and see what we see. We keep walking.
So you guys are just kind of like
exploring at that point.
Like blindly, like let's just walk.
Yeah. And right at that point, we seen a park that was just full of pigeons. Pigeon Park, and people were like holding them with their arms and shit, and they were like sitting on their heads.
I think that's where the lady from Home Alone lives.
Yeah, probably. That shit was insane, bro. And I was like, I'm not doing that.
That's where she goes to vacation. And
I'm not doing that. Hey, actually, let's take a break and let's take this shot. We were supposed to take the shot.
Let's take a shot. It's just funny as hell.
Me and Pete sipping on this. For the audio listeners, we're sipping on that white Henny, straight from Puerto Rico. Well, actually, I think it's from the Dominican Republic, but
purchased in Puerto Rico.
There. You can now you can purchase it in the States, but it's like $30 more or something. So we're walking, right? And then we run into a ferry. And there's people waiting in the line. So we're like, hey, where's this ferry going? And they're like, it's going to Cataño. And they're like, oh, what's going on in Cataño? Like, why are you guys going there? And they're like, well, it's like the 26th anniversary Bacardi Festival. And we're like, oh shit.
That's lit to walk, like to stumble into that.
And then we were
That's lit, homie.
We're like, wait, how much is the fare? And they're like, $1, but you pay on the way back. And we're like, oh, well, fuck it. Let's get on. We're like, thought about it for half a second. We're like, fuck it. Let's get on that bitch. So we go over there. And actually over there, they had $5 mojitos. That's where I had the tripleta.
It was you said a festival?
Yeah, it was a Bacardi festival.
Did that music, like just music playing?
Yeah, like they had a huge fucking
food and stuff.
Yeah, live band. That was like, bro, but it was like the whole city came out. Like, if you see my Instagram, maybe we could add it to the video if you're a visual listener. So if you're an audio listener, go check out the YouTube and at this timestamp, and maybe you'll see the video. And it was literally 500 plus people there.
Really?
Close to 1,000 people probably. Like everywhere you look back, like across the street, down the block, up the street, just people.
And it was just like an island off of Puerto Rico?
No, it was just the edge. It was technically still connected because we Ubered back. But it went around the little like water.
So
like,
you got a nice little view and everything.
Yeah, that shit had to do. The Uber was only like $8.
Cheers, my nigga. Try this.
For the record, I'm doing no chaser. Wasn't bad at all, right?
I'm definitely chasing, but yeah, it's good.
Taste it.
It's good.
Just sat on my tongue. Well, so we're not talking about Puerto Rico the whole time out. I'll finish up the story. So, did that. Went to Bacardi Festival. Had the mojitos. Got the tripleta, which was amazing. Some pinchos, which was amazing. Then after that, the next day we went to the castle. The Paseo de Princesa. Mm-hmm. You just follow that shit along the water. Went to the castle, beautiful, huge castle, just greenery everywhere. You follow that shit into the main city.
Like, what was the castle? Like, was there any history on the castle?
Yeah, so like, there's 2 castles there, and basically that's where they like fought off pirates and shit, and the Spaniards ended up coming and like taking over basically.
Shit.
And they were fighting off.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it was pretty insane. Like it was pretty dope, and it's the same castle, and they still have what's it called? Their cannons there, all type of shit. Yeah, bro, it's pretty much still in stack, bro. And the only thing I didn't like about Puerto Rico was the showers.
Why?
It's cold.
Cold showers.
Cold showers. Like not even room temperature.
I don't recall, because I stayed in Puerto Rico for a night, and I think we took a shower. I don't recall if it was cold.
I stayed in 2 different places.
And it was cold?
Yeah.
Damn. Is it like I wonder if it's a regulation or what? Like, because
I don't know. Maybe it's their water heaters are old type shit. I don't know. A lot of the stuff there is old.
It wasn't like lukewarm?
Not even lukewarm. I would say if like this is lukewarm, let's say 50 is lukewarm, 100 is hot. It was 40.
30%.
35.
I'll say 30% is lukewarm.
No. Okay. If you say 30% is lukewarm, then it was about 20%. Like it was a little cold. The only day I wasn't cold was the last day. And I don't know if it was because I was used to it or the fact that I literally just left the beach. And then I got in the shower. So my body temperature was already cold. Gotcha. But every other time I take a shower, I literally half my body and I'm just washing the front. Washing the back and shit.
Annoying. Like,
yeah. But yeah, man, I had a great time.
What was like one excursion that stuck out though? Like, because I seen you guys were like on like some rafts or something. Or
so
like...
the second to last day, that probably was the best excursion. So on Airbnb, we found cave tubing, so there was one day we rode ATVs in the Carabali rainforest, which is right next to Yunque, which is like the biggest rainforest. So, well, and obviously American shit. Like, yeah. So,
not fucking Amazon.
Yeah, not the Amazon, obviously. So we were riding that shit, but like that, you just like followed in a line, kind of. You went to a river for 3 minutes and then you rode back, type shit. This one,
that's still fun though. Like
it was cool
as fuck, right?
It was cool.
How long? Like an hour? Usually?
Yeah. No, I think it was only
45.
Oh, it was an hour.
Yeah.
So you rode. The thing was, you rode for about.
At least you didn't do what me and Bridget did. We fucking tried to ride off on our own and almost get lost.
Well, no, you just rode for like 20 to 25 minutes. Then you fucking stood at the river for 5 to 10 minutes, got to take some pictures, not even get in. And then you rode back for 25 minutes. So, I mean, like, it was cool to ride ATVs and look around.
You get views and shit. And
yeah, you get some views. But what ruined it, but you still have to follow closely. Like,
so you're just like...
Yeah, you're following closely. You're looking around, but, like, you have to stay within, like, 5 to 6 feet of the person in front of you type shit. And what ruined it for me is what I didn't know was that technically in Puerto Rico, they don't have any large animals.
Yeah, like no real predators.
They don't have no monkeys. They don't got no fucking...
Really?
They don't got no big cats. They don't got no...
I mean, he's like, what ruined it for me? What are you gonna be prey for? Like,
well, okay, so like,
he's like, I want there to be predators.
Yeah,
out there.
I want to like.
He's like, I want to feel scared.
I want to be in awe of the beauty, but at the same time, be worried that something could happen. You feel me? Once he told me that, I was like,
he's like, I want to be in some type of danger.
Once he told me that, I was like, this is just a big park. I mean, I don't want to.
I'm sure there's nothing there.
I don't want to minimize it. It was a beautiful landscape. It's a rainforest. They said that has like 300. It's the home to like 360 species of birds, which like 50% of them are accidental and rare. There's a bunch of like there's some spiders. There's
when they say accidental and rare, like they just like happen to mate with something else.
Yeah, like it all happened there. So like you can't find them anywhere else type shit. But the reason why there's no big cats or anything like that is because it's an island that was made from volcano. An underwater volcano. So there was no land to begin with. So everything that got there had to like basically come from that. But they do have spiders and shit and frogs and shit. Like amphibious shit.
Should have like snakes probably.
There was no snakes. There's no snakes.
You look at the college just like fucking with a boa constrictor. I wanted some fear.
The biggest animals, if you literally Google it, and which is very true, which the place is overrun with, was cats. There's cats everywhere.
Like cats.
Like literally cats.
Like fucking cats.
Yeah,
like
cats.
The Aristocats.
Bro, cats everywhere and dogs everywhere.
You got O'Malley singing somewhere and shit.
You find wild dogs everywhere. But they're just chill. Okay. And they'll be in packs and shit. But
shit could come across
for
the
sure.
wrong night.
And nigga, you know me, I'm on shit. Like I'm
they're
like
gonna be in packs ready to eat.
I don't trust shit. Like these niggas might not eat in 3 weeks, and they're like, "Fuck you. What do you got?"
They smell that you from America and shit. They're like,
yeah,
the
you got
meat
a
probably
sandwich
tastes
or not?
Yeah, the meat probably tastes better.
But yeah, the chicken and shit. The cats and shit. So it's cats, chickens, and dogs. So that kind of threw me off. But yes, the cave tubing, which is super dope. If anybody ever goes to Puerto Rico, look on Airbnb. It's a experience on there called cave tubing, and it's
with the cave tubing though, like, are you like getting pulled? How are you like moving?
This one was sick because it was fucking. There was multiple things involved with
it.
Yeah, there's a stream. There's multiple things involved with it. Like the other excursions and shit was like one at a time. This one included zip lining, cave diving, where you jumped into the water.
You did it?
Yeah, base jumping or whatever. That's what some
shit. You base jumped into some shit?
Yeah, I did one that was like
fuck no.
30, 40 feet, and then I did one that was 10 feet. Oh. The 40 feet was high as fuck.
The 40 feet's high as
hell. That shit felt like I was falling forever.
That's four basketball.
4 stories.
Yeah.
That shit felt like I was falling forever. That shit was fun.
You could imagine how the Twin Tower people felt.
That's crazy. That's a crazy joke. This guy's dark. So anyways, so fucking.
It was a long time to think before hitting the floor. I was playing.
That's crazy.
Oh, here you go.
I don't know what this guy's talking about. So what happened was we walk on a trail for like 20, 25 minutes, which was cool as fuck. So we meet these guys, right? The guys who were taking us as 4 younger dudes. We started following them up the road and shit. And randomly, no, actually, as we're driving up, we see two dogs in the road, and I like kind of have to drive around them. It's a pit and a little dog.
You're driving
into the rainforest.
But what were you driving?
Rented a Nissan.
Oh, you guys rented a car?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last 4 days, not the first 3 days.
Gotcha.
So driving and shit, I'm driving the streets.
I wasn't driving in another country though.
It was cool as lit because they don't give a fuck. You basically drive as fast as you want and do what you want. I seen a big wheeler out there driving like 80 miles per hour.
Yeah, but the roads are thin.
No. Only in Old Town San Juan they're thin.
Okay.
Everywhere else is kind of basic roads and shit.
Gotcha.
There was in the towns and shit. It was just.
Did you guys make a Walmart run?
No, but there was one there. Made a CVS run.
Okay.
So driving up there, up the road and shit, and the dog's right in the middle of the street. First, there was a dog taking a shit in the middle of the street. Right on the road, I'm like, what is this guy doing? And then he just ran back into his house. I'm like, what the fuck? So, like, just imagine that. Like, all these places to shit, you're in the rainforest, my boy. And you're going to come into the middle of the road to take a shit? So I keep driving, and I drive around those 2 dogs, and then I look back at my rearview mirror, and the dogs are chasing me. And then there's 2 other dogs that come out their house. Like little puppies, though. It was like 3, not puppies. There's 3 small dogs.
I thought you were about to get ambushed by them or something.
No, it's 3 small dogs. No.
It was just a setup for you.
It was 2 small dogs, 1 dog that looked like Benji, and a pit that was pretty stocky. He looked like my old dog. And fucking...
the infamous dog?
Yeah. So we pull up and the dogs are there. And the first thing they do is there's already 3 cars parked. They just start fucking with those people and playing with them and shit. Gotcha. So we're like, all right, they cool. So...
It's random though. I like
no,
that.
But then so the guys come and they're like, oh, they always come with us and shit. And we're thinking they joking. These motherfucking dogs followed us all the way into the rainforest, bro.
Oh, really?
They knew the rainforest like the back of their hand. They were just running around doing what they wanted. But for the most part, they were like damn near leading us on the trail. I have video of it. I'll show you.
That's crazy.
If anything, we'll put that on the video too.
That's insane.
They literally, the pit bull was leading the way.
That's crazy.
And then like we're walking in a line on the trail and he'll stick to the trail and like almost knock you over and then run in front of you a couple yards, but still on the trail. Like he knows where he's going. They said that they go every day. They said that the Benji looking one goes the most.
That's crazy.
And like they literally just
like,
and those niggas would run up the hill. Cause think about it,
like strays, but like in Puerto Rico,
they have nowhere. You know? They have nothing to be scared of.
That was like part 2 of like Strays that movies.
Oh yeah,
Puerto Rico.
Yeah. But they would have been speaking Spanish and shit. They would have been speaking Spanish and shit. Hey, papi, you got a sandwich? No, they were just waiting for food. But yeah, they followed us. They followed us and shit the whole way, bro. And
that's
then even
insane.
like
that's pretty crazy,
bro. So they followed us right.
At first, I would be like a little apprehensive. I'm like,
no, but they were cool.
You hungry pit bull?
And then when they seen them, they were cool. The pit just wanted to jump on people and play and shit. Like.
But they were like just dirty fucking...
A little bit. The pit didn't look that dirty, but at the end, after everything, he jumped into some water and he came out dirty as fuck. I was like, imagine they show back up to your house and they're like, hey, Chico, and he comes and he's just dirty as fuck. Like, where the fuck were you, motherfucker?
Bro, like...
But everybody's like that. They let their dogs just roam the street, too.
That's crazy, dude.
Like, literally, everybody's dog... 3 of those looked like they were owned for sure.
Like they weren't strays.
But I mean, they didn't have a collar and shit. But they said that they knew the owner and shit, and that they always come with them.
That's insane.
So we zip line down. So first we zip lined. Yeah. We zip line, then we grab the tube, the raft, and then we start walking like through some water. We're walking up the stream. We have to literally like chug through the stream, but holding our raft and shit. We get all the way to the end. You start riding the raft down. No. You do one dive. You walk into a cave, then you dive into the water. Yeah, between like 2 slits. And there was like bats in there and shit. You dive into the water.
They said Batman.
They said a little bit farther down that there was another 40-foot one, but you had to jump through 2 rocks. And I was like, I'm good. And they're like, it's dark too. I was like, I'm good. I'll do this 10-footer.
Yeah.
So I did the 10-footer.
The 10-footer is nothing. It's like a little bit.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It was pretty quick. It felt still long too, though. But it didn't feel like I couldn't see where I was going and shit. Like,
yeah, 10-footer is not that
high. They said 10. Looking at this room right now,
because this is like probably like 9.
Looking at this room, I'll say it's like probably closer to 20. Because it wasn't like jumping from here to the ground. It definitely wasn't that. It was a little longer.
So like probably 2 of the.
Yeah, I would say it was probably 20. They said 10-footers, but now that I'm looking how long it took me to drop,
it's probably you jumping off this.
You're like 1, 2, 3, 4, splash. It would not take you that long to fucking jump from here and shit. Yeah, so jump through that one, and then you get in your raft and shit. Oh, then there's like a water you drink out of the leaf, and the leaf just holds the water on top of it.
That like just like
came out the mountain.
It's just fresh water.
That's what they said. After I was like, I can't believe I did that. I'm low key kind of a germaphobe. So after I did
that's a little crazy.
After I did that, I was like,
I'm trying to be with the roots, but that's a little bit too much. They're like, all right, now we're gonna drink from this leaf.
Yeah. They were said if you want to. They said if you want to, and I seen everybody else doing it, and you're just like, oh well, it tasted fresh. But at the same time,
was it good? Like, did it taste? Really
yeah, it tasted delicious. But at the same time, like, you don't know if there's algae in there, and how much do these guys know? Like, they might just know because they tasted it. Like, did they get a test kit and try this shit? Like, and how long ago was that? Maybe a bird 10 minutes ago took a shit in there, and it took that long to get down there right onto my leaf. You feel me? I don't fucking know. But yeah, so drink out of that shit, and then you go down the tubes for all. Yeah, so like it's a stream, and you're just following it.
So the stream is what's pushing you guys forward.
But there's a lot of.
How do you you have to be a little.
You could kind of go a little bit, but for the most part, if you stay at the stream, but like there were some rocks that were sticking out, so there was a lot of points where you might hit the rock, it wouldn't hurt, but you would just be like kind of stuck there, and you'd have to like, and then like grab the walk and push around. Saying,
did you have like any like oars or anything?
No.
Or was it just
for the most part, yeah, like that, and then you would like it would follow pretty good, but like I would say out of the 20 minutes, 30 minutes of being on it, I probably got stuck like a good 12 times and shit. Or had to push off a wall or like do some shit. But also the 4 like guys. And
is there light in there?
Well, in the cave, one of the caves that we went to was pretty fucking dark in there. It's just natural light. But you seen it was like a lot of it was outside. Only like
I did see something about outside.
Only like 30% was like in the actual cave, 30-40%. But the guys that were with us, they were good as fuck at like spinning you off and shit. Like I don't know how they did it. Well, they were sitting up and like going with their legs too. But they were really like they do that shit every day. They were
like
good at
spin you out.
They would like grab you and like woof and like throw you pretty quick, like almost as hard as you could push off the wall. They're tossing you. Yeah. Like I don't know how
that's how you start you.
Yeah, like well that's how also if you're stuck, they're just like they come up and just poof, poof, like poof and shit. That show's pretty tight. That one was probably the highlight,
Rico, baby.
And the crazy part is, so we got to the end of the rafting part, and we had to like climb up like this like damn near straight wall. It's kind of hard to climb, I'm not gonna lie. So we climbed that shit, and the dog came back out of nowhere.
Should just met you guys up there.
He met us back, like he caught up. Like he didn't go the zip line way. Also, like at that point, because we obviously didn't zip line. We didn't zip line.
He knows
back.
that jungle like.
Bro, I thought he was gonna. That's where we did the 40-foot jump. I thought he was gonna jump in. He almost did, and they're trying to stop him. Like no, like. Because then they would have to help him get out. Because you literally had to climb up a wall to get out that shit.
Yeah, no.
And fucking, yeah, because like.
Chill out, Pete.
We followed that end part back up to where, because we left our backpacks where we ziplined. So there was obviously a way to get back up there besides where we ziplined. Yeah. But he knew where to go.
That's insane.
And that nigga just followed. But that was probably the sickest part, bro. Wild dogs leading you into the rainforest and shit was fucking crazy.
Insane.
The worst part was when so one of the days a lot of people mentioned La Playa Flamenco Beach.
Mm-hmm.
They said that was like the best water. So we went to Flamenco, but we took a ferry. Now, we kind of lagged it because after we're taking the other ferry, like we seen that they do like a ferry every hour, yada yada yada. But after we took the other ferry, like it's easy to do. So we go to take the ferry, and basically we get there at about 1, and they're like, it was like 12:30, and they're like, oh, the ferry's not till 3. And I'm like, fuck, all right, whatever. Go eat real quick, come back to the ferry. The ferry's at 3:30. It was about an hour and 45 minutes, bro.
So, on the ferry?
On the ferry. So we get there about 5:15. Now, when you get to that little island, there's no Ubers. There's taxis and shit, or you could rent a golf cart. Yeah. So we hit up, we see a taxi out there. It's like a van. It takes you to Flamenco Beach. Right when we get to Flamenco Beach, around 5:30, 5:45, she's like, oh, by the way, the beach closes at 7. And we're like, fuck, that's an hour from now. Like, fuck. And then she's like, oh, and also the ferry doesn't leave again till 9:30. So now you're basically trapped on that island at nighttime. There's not much to do. And like,
so what happened? Like,
so we went to the beach. We get into the water. This was sick. So we get into the water for about an hour. And when we get out, because it's like 6:45, they're saying they're going to come back and pick us up. Oh, that's what they said. We're going to pick you up at 7. And after that, you're not getting no ride. So we're like, all right. So we leave like 6:45. We start walking out. As soon as we get out the water, bro, it's dark out. The mosquitoes, when I tell you I probably got bit 20 times, the mosquito, like you're like damn near stomp the yard, nigga, with that shit. Like going crazy, bro.
One
Like,
band, one
bro,
sound.
My legs were bit the fuck up. I still got bites all on my back and shit. That shit was crazy. Then we had to wait around at like 4 little restaurants. Like they had Mexican with, they don't do ranch out there either. So they had fucking pizza, a lot of pizza, but with no ranch on nothing. So we had to sit there for like an hour and a half. Then we had to take the ferry back, which is another 45 minutes, but at 9:30 p.m. So you're just sitting there.
And I hate the ferry rides. That should be like,
bro, long. And the inside was freezing. Like they had that air to like 55 degrees. And then the outside, because it was humid, it wasn't that bad. But like in the middle of the ocean, it got a little windy.
Yeah.
That shit was ass. That was the worst.
And
day.
You guys were fucking like still like had just got out the beach.
Yeah.
And
that was the worst day. That was the worst day. But again, man. I loved it. I talked about this for a while, man. That's how much I loved it. To the whole 40
minutes.
40 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed that, man. Still here. Hope you guys are still here, man. Just know your boy had a great time.
I almost fell asleep. I was playing.
I was there for 7 days. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so
it's fire. It's fire.
It was fucking
It's much
beautiful.
needed too. Like anybody out there that would like if you've never done anything good with your money, bro, go take a trip, nigga. Like that's worth it. I feel like when it comes to spending a decent amount of income, like. Spend that shit on a trip, bro.
No, absolutely.
Like, don't spend that shit on the new Jordans. Don't spend it on the Gucci. Go get a fucking trip, bro.
And that shit made me want to, that shit just made me want to come back and get to work.
Yeah. It inspires you.
I'm still on vacation mode today.
It inspires you, though.
But starting tomorrow, it's going crazy. I'm about to do my meal prep tonight.
Get back to it.
And then I'm
go hard.
Gym tomorrow, baby. We going crazy. Check me out.
Yeah, man. Damn, I'm about to fall asleep, my nigga. Nah, fuck with you. I'm not talking shit. I'm gonna give you this paper clip and you have to hide it. That was a long story, 24 hours to hide this paper clip. And you'll win $1 million. But anyway,
what else you got for me?
They hire a detective and he has to come in their house and try to find that paper clip. Where are you hiding that shit, bro? Where are you gonna hide the paper clip at?
My mouth.
Nigga.
My cheek.
They ain't gonna find that shit.
Peter's butt crack.
Fuck you.
He ain't never gonna find it.
Fuck you.
Unless Peter stands up.
Fuck
he's
you.
Gonna find it. I found it. It's gonna be the last 1 minute. He's gonna be fucking stumped, and then Peter's gonna get up off the couch.
This nigga just braid his hair and shit with that shit.
Where would I put
it? Why you got one braid that just don't bend?
Maybe in the air vent.
Bro, they hiring the top detective to come in and find it, and you got $1 million on the line. Where you hiding this fucking paper clip, bro?
And on me doesn't count, right?
On you doesn't count. You have to hide it in your house.
I was gonna say, man, I'm about to go jailhouse and cheek that shit, my boy. Pause.
They gonna come in there with a fucking metal detector.
I was gonna need a borescope on my cheeks, nigga.
Every time you walk past, you're like, woo.
I'm gonna put it under one of the floorboards.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do a floorboard. Where would you put it?
I would buy like a pack of tissue,
Uh-huh.
and I would stuff it in one of the packs of tissue. I mean, one of the rolls of tissue, and then just mix it all together in that shit. Them niggas ain't finding that shit.
Yeah, I ain't gonna find it. So that's where you put your fucking 20-year-old Coke? Is that where your 20-year-old...
Shit's from like 2 decades ago.
This nigga has Coke that fucking...
I got, nigga. What are you talking about? I don't got those things.
Right now, this nigga got the Charlie Sheen pack. He got it from Charlie Sheen.
Talking about the hat?
Yup. Coca-Cola. This nigga got fucking Coke that Prince did.
Oh, shit. What are you rolling up over there, bro?
A roach?
Crumbs and shit? This nigga just broke down all his blunt roaches and shit.
I got weed, nigga. What you
You went to Puerto Rico, nigga?
I was smoking good gas up there, too.
Was it good?
It was cool. That shit was hitting.
Because I thought it was mid at first. You said something about me mid.
So, I mean, it was perp. I mean, I also smoked in a blunt. You know, when you smoke in a blunt, you don't really taste it. But, like, after smoking it, I mean, I got high. I think if I would have packed the bowl, it would have been cool. And the second shit I got, that shit was gas.
I would imagine that the weed's good. You feel me? It's good weather, and then they're of course growing it in rooms and shit too. So.
I mean, I told him the first day to bring me indica, and he definitely brought me perp, so it wasn't indica.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That threw you off at first.
Yeah, but I wanted an OG. I wanted to see what their OG and shit.
Did you ever get any OG?
No, the second day wasn't. I mean, the second time wasn't OG either, but it was indica. That shit was smacking. It looked fire.
Gotcha.
Shit looked stupid fire.
Bro, you ever had a freaking hamster?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
I think I had a hamster. Yeah, I had a hamster.
Did you know that they hibernate?
I actually didn't know that.
I didn't know they hibernate. And there's been a couple times that we had hamsters.
Oh shit, not the couple times.
There's been at least twice that I can remember that we had hamsters, and they just like automatically just like drop dead.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you need somebody to watch your pet, don't give it to Peter.
Why? I'm gonna kill it? No, I'm not. Not me, at least. My sister, maybe. My sister. But
if you got a turtle,
forgot. Yeah, man.
Just R.I.P.
No, we can't talk about all the animals, bro.
Come on, bro. We can't talk about the turtle, bro. Shit happens, bro.
No, we could talk about the turtle. But I want to talk about the hamsters, bro, because that shit tripped me out. I didn't know that hamsters hibernate. No idea that they hibernate. And there's been one instance where I had a hamster that died, and we may have set that nigga up like Joe Pesci on Casino, bro.
You buried him alive?
Maybe. Because he just dropped dead out of nowhere.
Was it cold?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
And then we had another one. This hamster was bought.
And they said, squeak, squeak, I'm sleeping.
Bro, this shit, that's fucked up. But there was another time my cousin buys a hamster for his kids. Small little hamster too and shit. Like, to me, like the bigger hamsters, I don't know, for some reason I fuck with the bigger hamsters more than the small ones and shit.
Yeah.
But this nigga got the hamster, bro, right? And like, I want to say like maybe a day later, like this hamster just like, it was cold. You know what I mean? It was winter time, I believe. And it was cold. So we thought the hamster just froze. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we looked, the hamster was there at 10 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, the hamster was not moving anymore. You know, he was running on his wheel at 10, wasn't moving. So we take the hamster and we get rid of the hamster. We just, we might
in the trash?
Yeah, we might have just threw it in the trash.
That's fucked up, bro.
And then we told the kids that the hamster ran away.
Oh. And then the hamster woke up in the trash. And they were like, Daddy, I hear something in the trash.
Scurrying around and shit. No, that didn't happen.
I thought he ran away.
That didn't happen and shit. But I tell you right now, I made up a dramatic story about how I dived for it. I said the little hamster was running and
why'd
shit.
you have to make yourself a hero and shit? Like,
bro, I dived for it and everything.
I'm trying to get it, guys. I'm sorry.
I try to help him out. And, but in our reality, these things could have been hibernating, bro. I wonder how many hamsters out there have had a demise like that.
Probably a lot.
Just because they're hibernating, and niggas like us that have these pets aren't educated enough to know.
I would have assumed the same shit.
Yeah, for sure. Homie was squealing around 1 minute ago, and then next thing you know, he's just like...
On his back? Was he on his back?
I don't remember. But wasn't moving for sure. Definitely was a little cold. You know what I'm saying? We over there fucking... This nigga over here hitting literally a roach.
Don't worry about what I'm hitting, bro. Worry about what you're hitting, that fucking fake wax.
No, it's not. You're the one that put me up on this shit, nigga. And now you talking shit.
Yeah, but I had to move on.
That shit's still gas.
It's cool. This was hitting. That one was hitting when I smoked it.
That shit's still gas, nigga.
That shit was hitting when I smoked it. Where's my phone at?
Where's my phone?
This was over here texting bitches.
No, I was gonna tell you, what is something that like you believe, bro? Right? Like what is something that you think is true?
I don't believe anything.
That almost nobody agrees with you on.
That breakfast potatoes are hash browns.
That what?
Breakfast potatoes are hash browns.
What the fuck does that mean? Like
you know the country style potatoes?
The little chopped up one?
Yeah, like the ones you go when you go to a breakfast spot and they have this, like they're chopped.
Like cubed up?
Sometimes they have bell peppers in them and shit. You know? That those are hash browns. Do you agree?
Those are not hash browns.
People out there, are breakfast potatoes, aka country home potatoes, hash browns?
You're not talking about like the diced up roasted shit.
All those. They're fried.
Yeah, they're like, are you talking about the shaved?
No.
Those are hash browns.
They're all hash browns.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Tell me right now in the comments right now.
They're not.
Are country home style potatoes hash browns? Yes or no?
So French fries are hash browns.
Technically.
No, they're not.
Yep. They're all hash browns, boys.
That's like saying tacos are burritos, nigga.
Burrito, baby. No, they are. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, what's your theory on this shit?
The definition of hash browns.
Let me look it up.
Is Eddie style potato sliced, cubed, diced, shredded, and fried is a hash brown. So if you cube that motherfucker and fry it up, it's a hash brown. Plain and simple.
Okay, so technically speaking,
this is what everybody says too. They show them the whole definition, and they're like, no, but still no.
No, it just says, I'm saying technically speaking, it says a dish of cooked potatoes, typically with onions added, that has been chopped into small pieces and fried until brown.
Country style potatoes. Thank you. People know what to believe me. What's right? One for me.
After seeing the definition, by definition, I agree.
Thank you.
But
I've showed people the definition and they still won't agree with me.
But I don't consider that hash brown still.
It's subjective.
Subjective as fuck.
Everything's subjective.
A hash brown this is the hash browns.
This world is subjective.
The hash browns are the ones that the box where you can buy them already fucking nice and circular and just gotta, flip them a couple times, they good. Or you get some shit that's already chopped and shaved and then you flatten them out and crispy them up. Those are hash browns.
What we believe is that only the shredded, I feel like most people, the shredded ones are hash browns to them.
No, even the little the frozen ones that's already cubed up and shit. Those are.
But it's shredded, right? Like the McDonald's ones, you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but those are shredded.
They're shredded, yeah.
But I'm saying those homestyle ones.
That's interesting.
Very, thank you.
That's fucking interesting.
I got one person to agree with me.
So like I said,
well,
by definition,
he doesn't.
By definition, I agree, but I don't consider them to be
Team Hash Brown, baby. Which was one that you I feel strongly about that. You said that shit came to my mind instantly. I was like, fucking hash browns.
I believe that you could learn anything you want to learn and become a master of it with YouTube.
And a lot of people don't believe that.
That's true. I feel like a lot of people don't believe that.
Or
a lot of people don't really understand that that's the power of it,
A lot of older people, I don't want to say older, like, fucking 50, but even like 30s, 35, like in their older age, they don't believe it because they're still kind of stuck in the old ways. And they don't like, they only see YouTube for like
entertainment purposes.
Entertainment, and but there's a lot of shit on there.
Yeah, like I'm not saying like being a YouTuber. I'm talking about like using it to get knowledge.
No, for sure. Like
and become a master in something like
yeah,
fucking whatever.
I watch a lot of podcasts, but I'll watch random videos like how the universe was made, like fucking old tablets, stones, fucking all type of shit. Like
I'm saying even if you want to learn like a trade or something like that, like if you want to become a plumber, easy. Go to YouTube.
I'm saying
and look at some stuff.
I'm saying even if you become especially like if it's like a job or something like that. But I'm saying even if you wanted to be an expert in space,
for
sure. Astrophysicist, like have as much information as some astrophysicists. Like you can find that shit because you'll find those same astrophysicists on YouTube sharing the shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're able to retain the information and learn it, like you can definitely do it.
Like back when, like maybe 10 years ago or something like that, I was on YouTube looking at music theory. Trying to learn music theory, and they had a whole like 10 classes, bro, of a Yale professor, bro.
No, for sure.
Like, and I'm talking about like actually at the school, giving his lessons and shit, and you're able to sit there and watch these lessons. You get what I'm saying? Like, you could learn a lot. You know what I'm saying? And you're not even at Yale. You know what I mean? Like, I would joke and be like, "Oh, I'm getting a Yale degree." But like without being there, you know what I mean? And not paying those fees, you get what I'm saying? But I think I would say like, because like when I say that, I would say that college is good for like networking, bro.
Networking, you do learn a lot too.
You learn a lot if you
have
study.
to sit there and shit. You have to read. So like if you're not they say reading increases intelligence. So I mean like if you're the type of person who's not just reading on your own, if you're in school, you're kind of forced to do it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of learning involved. But like you're saying, like for certain jobs and certain shit, like technically you could gain that same knowledge without taking 4 years of college. Yeah. And anybody who does take college knows that a large portion of that shit was fucking around, memorizing shit that they don't remember now, that they don't even use in their job.
Yeah.
Like if you eliminated all that stuff and just like solely learn the shit you use for your job, you could probably learn that in like 6 months to a year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking engineers.
You could cram, like that's what I'm saying, cramming like like if you want to become a programmer, like software programming and stuff, crush that shit, crunch that shit. Like 6 months to a year, bro. You're gonna be knowing some shit.
Even like the engineers at my job, like, yeah, they probably know a lot of other shit, and there's a lot of like stuff they did learn, but also like for the main 80% of their job of like working on CAD files, working on projects, fucking editing parts and shit like that, like they probably could have learned that portion in 6 months to a year, and like the other 3 years of college of math and fucking English and history they took and shit basically was useless.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's all subjective.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like what you learn.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, they don't even remember.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's so many things you like were taught in school that didn't really matter.
Even doctors, like we've talked about it before, like the amount of knowledge they have. Sometimes you have the answer before them.
Bro, they go to Google.
Yeah, they're taking an educated guess at that point.
They go to Google. They look at your symptoms, and then they go to Google and they make an educated guess. You know
yeah, based on, they're like, okay, so the average person, when they come in complaining about their stomach, it's because of this. So I'm gonna give you these antibiotics to help you and shit. If that doesn't work, then we'll try the next thing down the line until we figure it out. Whereas like they didn't necessarily have to go to school for 6 years for all of those. Like,
yeah, I would say like that trips me out though, because like think about like a surgeon or like somebody that's like going in there like reattaching like, you know, arteries and things like that. Like there's definitely a level of intelligence.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you can't. There's so many.
We're not gonna shit on the doctors.
No, for sure.
You don't know shit.
Yeah, no. I'm not shitting on the doctors. Obviously, like these surgeons and shit, where like they gotta go past certain nerves and shit like that. But like
a brain surgeon.
Yeah, brain surgeon shit like that. Obviously, they gotta learn. They gotta learn the shit. You gotta
retain that.
You gotta retain it, and how you're retaining most of it, like any human being, is from repetitive motion.
I'm gonna be honest, right? If I'm not mistaken, they still go through a lot of different school, bro. Even during their residencies and things, like they still have to like even teachers. When there's some new shit that the government wants to implement and stuff like that, they got to go back to school.
No, for sure.
And then if they want to make more money, they go back to school
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. I'm not talking about surgeons. That's another level. Like, I'm not talking about if you want to be Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like, this is obviously from the knowledge that you're getting, but I'm talking about like your average doctor, that your emergency room doctor, or I mean, they're doing surgeries and shit too. Like, they got to do gunshot wounds and shit like that.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be from continuous repetitive motion. That's what's
I
gonna
feel
make them
like
the
more
best.
like clinic doctors.
Once they've been for 30 years, there for 30 years, I'm telling you, they got, and let's say they're the best in the country. They've been doing it for 30 years. I'm telling you, the main portion of their talent and skill at that point is coming from the repetitive motion of doing it so many times.
Yeah, it's memory. It's like memory.
Exactly.
Muscle memory.
It's not coming from the 8 years they did in school 30 years ago.
No. It's
more about what's making them the best.
Being in the field.
That's not what's making them the best at that point. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
But yeah,
like, I feel like the clinic doctors are mostly like, you could probably figure out what's wrong with you.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about those doctors. Cause like I said, I'm not an expert on the medical field, so I can't say, oh, like emergency room. Because obviously, if they're doing like, they have to do a bunch of crazy shit.
I can
Triage,
imagine
arm being cut off and coming in and shit. They got to know some shit. They got to know some shit.
Like being a doctor to me has to be like being anybody in the medical field, like in trauma.
Yeah,
like that's just a whole nother level.
Yeah, that's
of,
different.
Like,
that's different.
Experience in life, like.
But also they're like, okay, his shit's cut off and he's bleeding out. I gotta cauterize the shit. I know that. I'm not a doctor. I gotta stop the bleeding.
Yeah,
you feel me? First and foremost, I gotta stop the bleeding. After that, we work from there. So. Like, even I know that I've never been a doctor before. You feel me? Like, no matter what, now that doctor, every time he gets somebody with something cut off that's bleeding, he knows I gotta cauterize this.
Yeah.
That did not come from 8 years of school. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, but
it's experience.
Experience. But yeah,
it's like putting shots up in the gym.
Shout out to the doctors. Question I wanted to ask you, based on like my trip and shit. So I'm on the ferry. I'm like, all right. So let me paint a picture for you. Let's say you're on the ferry, right? And they say the ferry's broken down. We can't get no help for 5 days.
Sheesh.
You can either stay on the ferry with no power for 5 days, or you have an hour and a half swim to the island.
I'm not Michael Phelps.
And okay.
So I'm definitely staying on the ferry, bro.
45-minute swim.
Not at all. Like how? 45-minute swim. Like, okay, you're still kind of far off the coast, though, nigga.
45 minutes, you'll be there.
Yeah, but you still far off the coast, nigga. Like, you got so much open water, and that water is shark infested, fool. Like, fuck no. I'm good. I'm staying on the ferry, nigga.
Yeah, staying on that.
Like, come on, like, if you go out, like
30-minute swim.
No, I'm not doing it.
15-minute swim.
Oh, I'm not doing it, bro.
15-minute swim.
That's probably
or 5 days on the boat.
That's a little bit more.
But
doable.
15 minutes and there's sharks for 10.
No.
We were possibly.
No.
Possibly sharks.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna stay on the boat, man.
I wonder how that works. Like, as soon as you jump in, are they instantly like, boop? What the fuck was that?
Yep.
Because there's shit like everywhere going on and waves and shit.
Yeah.
So are they instantly like, oh, something like.
The water was nice and warm, right?
So that's what I was assuming when people say it's warm. I thought it was gonna be literally warm to the touch. I mean, it wasn't as cold as like coming out here.
I mean, I'm not saying steamy either.
I was assuming like warm, like lukewarm. It was almost as warm as a shower.
Yeah.
Like the shower was 20%.
It's like a lukewarm.
The shower was 20%. That shit was like 23.
Weird. I don't know if it wasn't further, like, I don't know, because, like, further down the Caribbean and shit.
Maybe. I thought it was going to be close to the same thing.
I would think Florida is, like, warm.
It was a lot warmer than here, but it wasn't warm.
You know what
here's freezing. I'm shaking the whole time.
You know what always tripped me out about that side, though, bro?
What?
Is the Bermuda Triangle. That shit, like...
When I seen that shit on the map on the
you don't gotta fly over it.
No, it's just next to it, but as soon as you look at the flight and you, like... Because, like, on the flight tracker, you could see the plane and shit.
Yeah.
And I'll move it to the side, and you could just see, right? They said Bermuda something.
You're like,
Bermuda
damn,
Point.
we ain't coming back until 20 years later, nigga.
Shit. Like that one show?
Yeah, like, was it Manifest?
Manifest.
Which they say supposedly that happened. Like, that's the theory.
I didn't see
the conspiracy. Not that exactly.
One disappeared. And they never found it.
There's been so many over there. Like there was a crew of I want to say maybe 6 like Air Force, like, you know, and they were doing training, you know, through the Bermuda and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they like started saying like through the radio, they're saying, you know, nothing looks like what it's supposed to look like, and it's just we don't know where we're at. They like they lost all types of like direction and sense of direction over there, and they never were found, bro. They were never found. Six different fighter jets, bro, disappearing. That's insane.
Yeah, I think
all the boats.
One of them was a 747.
I don't know.
Which is a full plane of people on it.
That's crazy.
And
like 200 people just gone.
And there's no black box, no nothing.
Crazy. I think the one that always stuck out to me as a kid and stuff, like I remember being like super intrigued by it, was Amelia Earhart. Remember that one? That story of the woman, Amelia Earhart?
Isn't that like the famous?
She was a famous like
pilot,
like aviator. Yeah.
She was like one of the
first females or something like that.
Or some shit.
Yeah, yeah. And she supposedly went missing over the Bermuda too.
Did she?
That's what they say.
I didn't know that this whole time.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about her story. I just remember the name and being like it being a.
No, she disappeared.
That's crazy.
She disappeared, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like that was one as a kid when I first heard about it. I was like taken aback by the Bermuda. I'm like, I never want to go to the Bermuda.
Yeah, fuck no. This sounds crazy.
What else?
What else you got for me?
What else? Okay, so we talked about like highlighting artists, man. We haven't done that shit in a minute, bro.
Who we got?
We haven't done that shit in a minute, but this guy came across my radar because Busta Rhymes was talking about him.
Busta.
And the man is a reincarnation of Marvin Gaye, bro. Like legit. His name is October London.
Wait, you're hating on my pantsless? You still hating on him?
This nigga got the woodies on.
This nigga said, "You go paint you a painting or what?"
This nigga got the Bob the Builder.
I don't like that they got this right here.
Like they got the bell bottoms and shit. This nigga go back to the
bell bottoms is a little crazy. I'm gonna have to get used to that.
This nigga, I'm saying that's why they remind me of the offsets. Like Offset to where that nigga wears and shit.
I've been seeing
the bell bottoms. They're not bad. They're not bad.
The bell bottoms been going up lately. I think it's got to warm up.
But I mean, it just kind of throws me off. Like these niggas just said, let's make them look like this nigga was just painting somebody's house.
No, for sure. I think. Well, when I seen the picture, I didn't see it right here, and it was like it looked like a little bit less. So low key, I don't know. When I got it, I'm like, low key is a little more than I thought. Like this.
That looks like dirt.
Yeah, that's a little crazy, man.
You know, they're not bad though.
This nigga, shit. That look like dirt. That's crazy.
Don't talk shit about my hat, bitch.
Fuck that hat, bro. Hey.
Fuck you, okay?
Fuck. Hey, don't worry that hat, no, bro.
It's all good.
All right. What's next?
Hey, but it's about
Big Sean.
It's about what I like, homie.
Busta Rhymes.
Okay, it's about what I like.
No, it's not.
It is.
It is.
Why would it be based off of what you like?
It is.
He's just trying to put me like trying to help me out or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you out, bro.
Shut up.
Come on, bro. Get my boy
October London
going crazy.
October London.
Uh-huh.
He sounds like Marvin Gaye, bro. He sounds like a reincarnation of Marvin Gaye.
What'd you say his name one more time?
October London.
October London. I like the name already.
Like I said, he got put on my radar through Busta Rhymes was talking about who he wants to work with, and he mentioned that name, and then they talked about him sounding like Marvin Gaye. So I'm like, let me go see. And I'm telling you right now, like it sounds crazy, bro.
Fire?
Yeah,
same vibe?
Yeah, because like, you know, like I was like, I don't know if that sound will come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that Motown sound, you know what I mean? Like those super slow.
Same type of beats, or is it like newer age version?
No, even the beats is kind of like in that realm. You know
October
what I mean?
London.
But yeah, dope.
I check that
dope.
out.
So
check that out.
That's why I wanted to highlight real quick for the artists. Another crazy thing I came across, bro. You ever heard of the term what is it called? Synesthesia?
Synesthesia.
You ever heard of that term?
Is it something like anesthesia?
No, so what it is that a person will like they'll see a color and it'll trigger off like multiple senses at once. So they might taste that color.
That's crazy.
Like they might associate that color like green with a taste. You know what I mean?
That sounds crazy.
And there has been like people that like notable people that say they suffer from this is like Billie Eilish, Pharrell, Kanye.
That's crazy.
Where they see, or you'll see like a shape and you'll think of like numbers or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it triggers another sense or taste and touch and feel. You know what I mean?
That's very interesting.
That's just crazy as hell.
That's very interesting.
But it made me think of, because like the brain is a trip. You know, like the brain is such a trip that we can't even figure it out. You know what I mean? Like that's how much of a trip the bitch is. So it made me think like when you think of a word, what is it like? If I threw a word out from you at you, what would you think of? So if I told you blue, what's the next word that you think
red of? For some reason.
I was kind of like seeing where you would associate it with, maybe Bloods and Crips.
Maybe.
You feel me? Like, or if I say tree, what are you gonna think of?
Weed.
You know? So it kind of made me think of the mind, like, because like you've seen those psychology, they're called like Rorschach.
The pictures
and stuff. Like it's just ink, like black and white.
Blots.
I've always like never knew like what the fuck that was for. You know what I mean? And it basically breaks down somebody's personality and like, you know, it could kind of like, you know, snuff out a fucking psychopath basically. You know what I mean? Just because it's a like. You might see an image and it'd be like, oh, it's a family getting murdered. Some people might say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Off the ink blots.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of like it. Like seeing that, it kind of made me think about the mind. Like, what words would you associate if I say purple?
Barney.
Take you back to your childhood and shit.
Barney or Lean.
But it's crazy, right? Like it triggers your mind to think of something else. The mind is just a trip, man. I've been wanting to get more into like psychology and shit to see why we like move the way we do and shit.
Here, let me ask you one. Bread.
Hamburger.
Let me see. Outside.
Park.
Baby.
Pride. Cry baby ass nigga.
Let's see.
But see, it just triggers the mind where it's like it takes you somewhere.
Let's see. Shoe.
Jordans.
Okay. Okay.
So it's just, I don't know. I wonder why though. Like it makes you think of those
things.
Fuck. I went blank there. I ain't gonna lie. Because I don't do it right. I don't do cardio and shit. You feel me?
Oh, it's subjective.
I don't do no cardio. I got 7,000 plus, almost 10,000 plus steps a day, bitch.
Let me ask y'all in the comments. So, if I'm trying to see how to word it, does the steps you do in a day count as your cardio? Do you think you should count that as your cardio for the day?
I would add on to it though. Does it matter about the quantity and the intensity? Does that make a difference? I think so.
Yes.
You feel me? So that's why I'm like, nigga, when I be doing the terrain I'm doing and climbing the shit I'm doing, after working out, I'm still getting in some type of cardio. Whether you think it's enough, that's subjective.
Like you said, no.
That's subjective right there.
You said, yeah, it is. But you said the intensity matters.
Yeah. Nigga, I be trying to get these deliveries out, nigga. I'm hustling.
You ain't jogging over there.
I ain't jogging, but I'm walking like that bitch with the fucking that you see in the neighborhood. With like 2 weights. You know what I'm talking about?
You trying to get that shit out.
The old lady and shit. I'm
this
like,
nigga trying to get that shit out the door, homie.
I'm there throwing these shit to these niggas running back to the car and diving in.
This nigga trying to get that shit out the door.
Yeah, man. But it's all subjective, man.
Life is subjective.
Exactly, man. It's all about perspective.
This whole that's true too. I mean, everything you see in this world is subjective. Somebody might see. Some people are fucking colorblind. Some people aren't.
For sure.
So they see complete difference. Some people.
No, I get it. But what I'm saying, like, I mean, to niche it down and shit, when it comes to the fitness thing, like, I see so many different things. So many different people saying this. that, the third, you feel me? And I think that ultimately you got to just come up with your system and just stick to that shit, basically.
True, but you also have admitted that you have to get progressively better. So if you just code one thing and stick to it, that's
I'm not.
But in the end,
I'm not saying
not.
I'm not. Okay, so maybe
that's not right.
Maybe it's the wrong. Like I'm putting it in the wrong way. But what I'm saying is that like, find the things that do work for you and take from take what you find value in. You know what I mean?
And then work from that and add more. And
exactly.
Find more. Yeah.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is that like, just because one person says this and the other person says that, like, that shit is like, there's no fact in that. That's just, you believe one thing and another person believes another. You know what I'm saying?
If the thing is true, then there's fact in it.
Find me the facts.
Oh my God.
Find me the facts. Where the car facts at?
I told you the facts, motherfucker.
Where the car facts?
I told you the facts. But I personally, like I said, I think that I don't count, because there's a lot of people like, bro, they fucking, that's their excuse. Like, I posted one time, it was a dude with no legs in the gym. It's on my page. Dude with no legs in the gym hitting the body bag. And I said, what's your excuse? And I literally had homies in there that said, I work 12 hours, I work 10 hours, I work 8 hours, I do this. And that's their reasoning. Because to them, that's their even if they do construction, like, okay, yeah, I mean, probably if you're demolishing some shit, like, I get it. But also, like, whatever fitness you're at right now, if you add in an hour of a workout, you're going to get something out of it. Or you could say, I get it at work. Just like you could say, oh, I get steps in at work. There's not much benefit in me getting more steps in on a treadmill, jogging at a higher intensity, and getting more steps in. That, you feel me?
Nothing wrong with it, but
yeah.
Fuck you. That's what I'm about. Fuck you, Kyle. Fuck you, Kyle.
Fuck you, dog.
No, but let's move on real quick, man. Let's move on, because we are running up on time and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
You remember that documentary Beef, like back in the day and stuff, like?
Oh, the one about all the rappers,
and stuff.
I only seen like one of them. I don't remember which one.
Man, you should go back. Man, you might want to go back and look. They're low-key, like, to me, they were like, they were so considered mainstream, right? But I feel like they were just so underground. No, they were
like show underground.
Like, I feel like that shit was meant for just like the streets and shit, just for the like hood motherfuckers.
Who was making those?
I don't even know.
It's somebody who was like, who actually ended up being somebody.
I have no idea, man. I have no idea. But I would say the one thing that stuck out for me, like, was like 50 Cent versus Murder Inc. and shit. Like, that nigga, I don't know. I feel like 50 low key, he dug a grave and put them niggas in it, bro.
Murder Inc.
Murder Inc. He murdered their fucking whole organization, bro.
How did he fucking take them out though? Just by
the music? I don't even know. I think it might have been like a mixture of his music and then just like his persona and the image. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like, although like Murder Inc. had that, what is, like, when you think of Murder Inc., like, you think of some like hardcore shit, right?
It's Quincy Jones the third.
That's who made the documentary?
Mm-hmm.
So Quincy Jones' son.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are like those are like gems, bro, in the hip hop like documentary world and shit.
No,
like,
for sure they are.
Like in the archives of hip hop, like those are like, you might find those in a hip hop museum.
No, for sure. I've heard a lot of artists and shit say that, like, top artists say that was like some of their inspiration. Like, they watched that and were intrigued with the whole rap culture, and that's what made them want to rap. For sure. Shit.
But I was saying that with the 50 Cent thing, I think what happened was, Ja Rule, like, we can't lie that Ja Rule didn't make good music either, bro. Like,
no, for sure.
The shit with Ashanti and shit, like, it was like, it's timeless, bro.
It was just
really
different.
Is. It's timeless, bro. Like, but 50 had the image of like the hardcore street nigga, like, and just motherfuckers, everybody flocked to that shit.
And they didn't want the smoke either, I feel like.
Yeah.
They didn't want
yeah, for sure. Because I think that, like I said, 50 Cent to me reminds me of like a Kingpin, but like he, is a legit, at this point,
But Ja Rule,
businessman, you know.
Ja Rule, I feel like also was technically playing the gangster, but he was doing it in the way that it was super marketable. And then 50 came.
I'm saying he wasn't really like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He probably wasn't.
And that's what I think it was, because if I'm not mistaken, they had got him up at some point.
Which that makes me think that I gotta look into Ja Rule in a little bit. I want to see where he's from and shit, because I've never actually like looked into his.
He's from New York too. He's from probably the same.
Oh yeah, he
areas.
said about 100 Crips, and they know I'm from New York.
Yeah, he's from New York.
New York, yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I don't know what caused the beef between them. I'm not really that much of a hip hop historian like that.
Yeah,
but that shit did stick out for me. In that beef, they might have mentioned it, but I was a kid. You know what I mean? They might have mentioned it.
Remember. I mean, I've low-key heard about it a couple times because I have like looked into it because it always comes up how 50 just fucking demolishes every fucking body he had beef with.
Even Rick Ross right now, he's over here. He said that Rick Ross, about his album sales were like.
Rick Ross be making money, but just like 50's troll skills are just out of this world.
They are.
And like Rick Ross, like he's still doing shit in the background, but like you don't hear people talking about this thing. You still hear constantly like
50 in the news,
50 this, 50's got a new show, 50's got that, 50's got this. Like the last thing you actively hear about Rick Ross doing was the car shows, because he was in a beef with DJ Envy about it, and Wingstop. I mean, the Wingstop was like 7 years ago now, 10 years ago, which is probably
balling, balling for sure. But making a decent amount of income.
But 50 still, he writes some shit and it's like, it's viral still.
And it's, like, people still listen, people still flock and shit. But yeah, that was a great documentary. I just wanted to highlight it. Like, if anybody out there hasn't seen it, is Beef. It's about hip hop beef between various rappers. It's just like a historic documentary. So check that shit out.
For sure.
Anything else? We are coming up on time though.
Yeah, if you got anything else other than that, I gotta start taking my hair out and shit. I
know.
My braids to take out.
I don't know if I want to do New Year's resolutions, man.
I do, but I think we still got another week. We do that next week.
That's what I'm saying. We got another week to do that shit.
But we're gonna talk about it because there's a lot of hate on the New Year's resolutions, but only because I wasted a good 40 minutes of this pod talking about Puerto Rico. Anybody who's still tapped in at the end of this video, we appreciate you guys, man. I really just wanted to talk about that trip with you guys, which I actually left out a bunch of stuff. I could have talked for another 30 minutes about that shit.
For sure.
But appreciate you guys for listening. If you did, if you're still here, like, comment, subscribe, share this motherfucker. Next week, we're going to get straight back into the bullshit.
Yes, sir.
We have some more shit from you guys. Appreciate you guys, man. It's your boy, Kingsville.
Peace.
Peace.